Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia, and welcome to the dead of winter. I hear it's pretty cold all around North America. It's been cold here for a while now. Of course, we're up north, so I don't wish it on the rest of you, but hey, it happens. And what can be better than on a cold, snowy day in the dead of winter than to play a game of Global War? And that's what we're doing. We started this morning, we played the whole prequel, and we're going to get to that in a couple of minutes. I'm going to show you what happened. The reason we didn't film the prequel is because we had people from 5 different locations online, and it would have been a lot quicker, because some turns only take, like not even a minute, right? So we were able to do the prequel in about 3 hours instead, 2 or 3 hours, I can't remember, instead of taking a week to do it, like if everybody had to put out separate videos. So that's the way that we did the prequel, and I'll go over that in a minute. But before that, let's just talk about this for a minute. So Global War 1914, we played version 3 rules. And the rules that you see on HBG's website and the ones that are for sale are version 2 rules. But we're getting close to being to the end of playtesting for version 3, and we're pretty sure that there's not going to be any more major changes. So we're going to play this game, and you can see the kind of changes that we made. But one thing though that I want to mention is Bob and I have been talking to Doug, and instead of any of you having to wait to buy version 3, Doug's going to put version 2 on sale, and he's out of the office for the next week or so. So it won't happen in the next week, but after that, when he comes back, he's going to put version 2 on sale, and then later on this year, I don't know when, but later on this year, version 3 is going to come out. Now, what's cool about that is that it's the same map, and a lot of the player aids are going to be the same. Like the technology player aid's going to be the same, and the diplomacy is going to be the same. So when you purchase version 3, if you don't already own the map, like you're going to be able to purchase an upgrade, basically. And so what you'll get is a new rule book and a new random events book, and a new IPP chart and battle boards, and I can't remember what else, but there's a few things. And take a look at what you see here. That's why I have the camera here. That is the Great Wall of China, a 3D printed version of the Great Wall of China that I painted. And that was not quite finished. You can see how this this part here, like this should extend down to here. So Doug's making another one. This is actually the second one that we got. It takes a while sometimes. That's why it takes a while to put these games out. But anyway, the Great Wall of China is going to be a part of the version 3, and a lot of other things too. Like here, let me just move around the board here a bit now. So here you can see there's a couple of commanders in here for the Russians. So they're going to have 3 commanders once they go to war. Like most nations will have either 3 or 2, and then the minor powers like Japan and Italy, they're going to have 1 commander. The commander is basically just going to boost everything but the artillery. Even though theoretically it should boost the artillery as well. What we found in our earlier playtesting was that made artillery too powerful, because artillery was already a fairly powerful weapon in this game. And so then when you add the gas, and when you add the observation, and then the commander, well, like you're getting rolling around 7 or 8, right? And that's just too much. So it's going to be everybody but the artillery, basically. And, like shore bombardment and attrition, things like that. A strategic bombing. Like, it's not going to do those things. It's basically just going to do regular combat, right? So yeah, that was our goal, was to get more offense into the game, because this was a great game. Version 2 was a great game, but it was hard in the, like when you're the attacker, you just didn't feel like attacking anybody because it was so hard to attack. But with those commanders, that's going to change things. Now, the commander is also going to boost the defense. So the defender is going to get lots of hits too. But the difference here is that, when you got a big stack of stuff like on the Western Front or whatever, you're not just going to roll and get 2 hits and then the defender's going to get 12 hits. Like you're going to get a few hits and there's going to be more attrition. And so that's going to be something. Another thing we got here, let's see here. Let's move back a bit. So here's a truck. Now we could call them something fancy like mobile transport vehicle or what, but everybody's just going to call them trucks anyway. Let's face it. So we just call it trucks, even right in the rules. So a truck, he's going to tow artillery 2 spaces. That's pretty normal. That's what you would see in version in Global War 36. But the other thing it's going to do, it's going to be able to take 1 infantry 2 spaces, and then that infantry is going to get first strike. So when you can combine that with a commander, like you'll take, say, like 4 trucks into a battle with 4 infantry, and those infantry attack at 2. Well, now they attack at 3, and maybe with an artillery, they'd be attacking at 4 if they were boosted. So now you've got some offense into the game, right? Now the trucks aren't going to help you on defense, but they will help you on offense. They'll help you with your mobility, and they will help you because they're going to make that guy first strike. And so that's some of the things that we did. There's going to be more of an air war. We've put more airships and zeppelins on the board. So like here you can see Britain's got 1 and France has got 1. Germany always had 1, but quite often what we found was that Germany was the only one that had 1. There's Italy's got 1 down there, and there's a new unit in the game as well, and that's a recon patrol blimp. And so he is going to he's going to be a sub hunter. Basically, he goes on maritime air patrol and tries to take subs out. And it's not very powerful because, let's face it, all they were doing was hucking grenades at submarines. So you're only going to be rolling at 1 with that. I don't see that as being a big unit in the game, but it is an extra unit in the game. Over here, you can see we've got battle cruisers. That's another new unit in the game. And that's, basically just a more powerful cruiser, right? What did I dump? I dumped a seaplane there. Okay, no problem. Anyway, so there's that. And there's quite a few other rules, like on the first turn here when we go to war. So Germany's got the option of attacking Belgium. I mean, they always did. So if they want to do that, and they do get it based on the blitzing rules in 36, like there's no blitzing in this game, but if you take Belgium in less than 3 turns, then you can go ahead and blitz into Picardy after that. And that's the only blitzing that'll be allowed in the game is that one. However, what that's going to affect is that the British do not start the war with everybody else. They start the war a turn late. Their stated goal for entering the war 100 years ago was because Germany attacked Belgium, and like you can debate whether or not that was actually true, but that's what they said that they joined the war for. So anyway, Britain is not going to be on the first turn unless Germany takes Belgium on the first turn. And you think, well, why would Germany ever do that? Because Britain has got peacetime income. And so that would, like, we had a balanced game in version 2, and we don't want to unbalance it by making the British, which has got the highest income of the Entente, miss a turn, basically, collect 4 IPP instead of 35 IPP, because that would unbalance the game for sure. So there's a thing called Kitchener's Army, and that's also a historical thing. So there's a set number of units, and you'll see when they go on the board on Britain's turn on turn 2 what that is. But basically it's a number of units totaling, I think, around 30 IPP. So the British aren't going to lose anything. They're just going to start a turn late, and that's going to change some things in the game. Another change, we've already got our wartime income, except for Britain and Ottomans, of course, because they don't start the war yet, and the Americans. But that was a change in that in the old game you started the war with peacetime income, and like that's like 4 IPP or 2 IPP or something like that, right? Depending on what your peacetime IPP was. And so we've made it so that you collect your wartime income on the last turn of the prequel. And so that's just going to kickstart things a little bit. And speaking of the prequel, let's just go take a look here. So you see that horde of Ottomans there in the Sahara. That's just the task force marker, and they're here in Macedonia. So they basically became the big winners in the prequel. Dan did a really good job with them, and they're stacked up pretty good. They're doing really well. And also, he's +1 in the diplomacy for Greece as well with the Ottomans. So that's he's doing really well. The Serbians, they have one extra unit in here than they had before. The Ottomans also got Albania, and they managed to get Montenegro off the French there. So they actually did really well. What didn't go well for the Central Powers, though, was down here in Mexico. So Colonel Bob there was playing the revolutionaries, the brown guys here, and the Germans, that's who I'm playing, the federales. Bob just ran the table down here, and I don't have very many units left, and I would have even less, but I don't think I've attacked the whole prequel, maybe once. But anyway, like on the very first turn, he had a stack of stuff here, and he attacked, and he actually did really well, and I didn't hit anything. So a lot that goes on in the Mexican Revolution could have to do with that first turn, and Bob won the first turn basically, and so he's rolled well throughout, which is he was mentioned, like whenever I play with Bob, he doesn't roll very well, so he's, oh, I'm not used to this, and I say, yeah, it's freaking me out too, Bob. he rolled really well through the prequel, so good for him. Anyway, so the Mexican Revolution is going the way of the Entente and the Americans and the revolutionaries, basically. So let's take a look at the technology. France, I don't know if France hardly missed rolling dice. We couldn't go beyond the first round or the first level because we didn't get a random event saying that we could go past the first level. So everybody's at level 1 except for the spoils of war when the prequel ended. The Ottomans have defense in depth already, and they're at stage 2 and improved logistics. And you can see what's going on there. Everybody else is level 1. The Russian roundel there, he didn't actually hit that one. That was spoils of war for him, that he managed to get that roundel. He missed every single roll, and that's Dawson, crooked leg out of, I believe, Kansas City. So, yeah. So we got all that done this morning, and I'm the German player. So after this video, I'm going to upload it, and then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to play the German turn, and then it'll be Tim. He will be playing the British, and then Dan, he's going to be playing the Austro-Hungarians, and he'll be playing the Ottomans as well, and Tim will also play the French. Dawson is playing the Russians, and Bob is going to play the Americans and also the Chinese as well. So not only will he play the nationals, but he will be running the whole show in there because we're not all in one room, and so he basically will be doing all the rolling for China there, and that's going to be pretty cool. As far as that wall goes, so that's like we didn't want it to change a lot there in there. But we wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. So the wall, like we're talking about the entrance into the modern world here in modern warfare. And it's a wall that's thousands of years old. So it's not going to make a big difference on the rolling, but just a little difference. Like we didn't want to make it as strong as a fortification, for instance. More like a river is what it's going to be like. When it comes to negotiating that wall. And for the most part, it is on the border. The one place where it isn't is up here in Shanghai. And what you'll do is like a river, like you'll go roundel to roundel. So if you're in the blue territory there and you were attacking the pink territory, then you wouldn't have a you wouldn't have a penalty, but going from the pink to the blue you would, because the wall is on the blue side of the border, and the rest of the wall follows the border, except for that lower part there, but that will when we get that wall fixed up. Anyway, another thing that happened in the prequel, you can see there's a whole bunch of Italians down there, but we don't know who the Italians are going to go to. One of the random events was Germany gave up a bunch of territory here, or potentially gave up some territory down here in the Pacific, and in exchange for that, when we do the Japanese entry roll, that's going to give the Central Powers a much better chance. Not quite 50%, but just under a 50% chance of Japan going Central Powers. So it's a better chance that they'll still go to the Allies. Anyway, we will talk about the rules as we go through, like especially the rules that are new. There's one other unit I want to show you here. Let me get in here. So there before, like every major power has an elite unit, and for the Ottomans we had an Ottoman Guard, which was a mountain infantry, but that didn't really work too well, because after the prequel most of the fighting is going on down here in the desert. So what we did was we switched it to an elite camel, and you can buy these on HBG's website when they're back in stock. It's been so popular since they came out about a month or so ago that every time they put them on there, they're gone. So if you see some and you play this game, then you might want to buy them before they're gone, because they don't last very long when they go up there. But anyway, they're going to work basically like a Cossack does. A Cossack is attack 4, defense 4. And same with the camel, except for the camels in the desert. So that's going to be a difference there. And like all elite units, you'll only be able to purchase one per turn. Anything else I want to tell you? Oh, there is another thing. So one of the other rules is that there are a whole slew of units. Like there was colonial units that we've been talking about for years, about making an expansion set, and we thought, you know what, why bother with the expansion set? Let's just put them in the game. And so whenever like a certain point comes, like in Germany's turn coming up here, every summer they're going to get colonial infantry down in Africa, and there's units for everybody that are going to go on the board at certain periods of time. Russia's going to get women join their army. If they go to revolution, they'll get one every turn. Basically, they'll get a militia every turn to represent that. So that's another one of the rules that I wanted to mention. And I think that's about it. I think I'll cut the video off here. So remember, in about a week or maybe less, a week or two, this game's going to be on sale. And I can't guarantee you that the sale price is going to equate to the exact amount for what it would cost to buy version 3 upgrade. But it'll get you closer, and like you'll get into this game quicker, sooner. So that's worth something as well, right? But this is a great game if you haven't got it, and I encourage you to. We spent a lot of time, years, putting out the first version, and now we're going to this version, which is, I can tell you right now, is much, much better. Just because it's got that extra offense in it, so it makes it a little bit more exciting. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I am going to go upload this video and come back in and take Germany's turn. So take care, everyone. General Hand Grenade out.